And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Gungas towards all you beautiful Kiana Mundi Cohenets. How are we doing today, my friends? Hopefully good, hopefully well, because we got some possibly concerning news that we need to go over for Order 66. There's one nugget of good stuff in here. Probably most won't care that much, but let's get into it. Order 66, you know, we're what, a week into it now? Overall, I've done my 2 rotations in this Order 66 raid, and I'm at the point where it's like, CG, you know what? Skip all the pirates. I don't need them. Many other people don't need them. We found creative ways to underman, be extremely efficient, creative, to getting some pretty solid scores on the board. And that's when the siren should go off. The more creative we are, the more we're cutting into profit. And this is what leads us to this right here. Buckle up, people. Let's get chatting about the Order 66 raid bugs and observations. Oh boy. We're enjoying watching you all dive into the new Order 66 raid. The team has been watching your attempts that have noticed some bugs and made some observations we wanted to make you aware of. Oh gosh. Again, literally, I'm just gonna spoil it. This whole post read. You guys are doing too good. You guys need to buy the pirates, is the way I'm reading this here. Again, I'm reading between the lines, big time, maybe not. You guys let me know if you're getting the same memo as I am here, because they're coming out swinging. Undersized teams. This is literally, oh gosh, this is literally the bread and butter of this raid. I think this is what makes this raid pretty digestible. Yes, you know, the new Bad Batch are still kind of new, right? They're still a little pay to play-ish, right? Then you have the new Jedi Vanguard. It's definitely pay to play-ish right now. But people have found creative ways of doing undermans in the lower tiers, right? You know, Hondo solo, Tarkin solo, Nest solo, and then even doing undermans at the higher tier. You know, we did the other day. This was the biggest thing for me that I did to maximize my run. We created ways as a community to basically split Tarkin into 2 max score runs. Granted, you need the Relic 9 at the highest tiers to make it happen because of all the modifiers, but I have a feeling Siege does not like this, and they're going to be telling us why here in a moment. But let me go ahead down to my Order 66 raid tab. You know, we have a 3-man window lineup. Yeah, Bad Batch, whatever. You know, you could do a 3-man with Keller and Beck. You could do 2-man Tarkin and then leftover clones. Well, here's what they have to say about that. The Order 66 raid description modifiers indicate that undersized teams get penalized for bringing in less than 5 characters in an attempt. Again, it's kind of an arbitrary, artificial way to make you get all the new characters that are coming out, right? The team is, listen, people, the way to look at the raids nowadays, it's just a more glorified marquee era battle, right? The team is evaluating whether the current penalty is reflective of the balanced expectation of the raid for the higher tier modifiers. Keyword. So if you're someone that's like, you know, even my free-to-play account, really the best team I have right now is the Tarkin solo at the lowest tier. The way I'm reading this, you know, again, I can't make any promises, unfortunately, Capital Games. They aren't targeting these tier 1 solos, whatever the lowest tier is. I think the problem they're having is the Tarkin 2-man, the clone leftovers, and even beyond that, Keller and Beck 3-man, maybe even Mace Windu 3-man. Because it's not encouraging us. Again, I know we don't like to think about it, right? But we're on a hamster wheel with these type of games, right? We need to get all the new characters. We need to get all of them at Relic 9. What incentive do we have to take the rest of the faction to Relic 9? Or to get the pirate faction if you're able to underman and just max out your 5 runs with splitting up a bunch of teams, right? Like I got 2 Jedi Vanguard teams. I got one of Windu, one with Keller and Beck. I got 2 teams of Tarkin, and then I just got to do, you know, a Bad Batch thing at the very end here. That's not beneficial for CG, although it is beneficial for us. So, oh gosh, I'm gonna be kind of mad. You know, this is the thing that really irks me the most. So many people out there made targeted investments after it came out. What are the best teams to invest in? And I promise you, a lot of people are probably bumped up a few Keller and Beck tiers, right? Relics, I should say. Maybe even some of the, you know, the Mace Windu. Granted, though, you're going to want Depa and Mace Windu at Relic 9 anyways for the era battle if you are getting them day 1, basically. And the same thing with Tarkin. I would not have taken Tarkin to Relic 9 because I got a bunch of other stuff I'd rather do. I wouldn't have taken out the Relic 9 if this news came out earlier. If I can't do the Tarkin 2-man, why should I be screwed over? I feel like stuff like this, I get that it's the live service game, you know, especially a game that has a lot of meta balancing like this. I get that stuff can come up. Hopefully people that did that, they followed suit when they saw my video, or maybe they saw the Reddit post, other videos out there. I think those are the people I'm concerned about the most, because they're going to get screwed over because CG couldn't balance their game. And that sucks so bad. Anyways, we got more stuff. That was only part number 1. Don't worry, there is a good news here. This guy's Clone Trooper's clever ruse does not grant 20% turret at the proper time. Since this not only impacts the player's sustainable, let's redo that. All right, we're ready. Since this not only impacts the player obtainable version, but also the enemy version of the raid, we need to do some more in-depth investigation here. We'll do our best to decide on and communicate our preferred solution quickly. So this is more of a bug. This is more shoot, we didn't test our game. All right, let's keep going. Damage over time stacks some DCTR triggering whenever the unit performs an ability instead at the start of the turn. Note that this is for both player obtainable version and the enemy version in the raid. Will be fixed in an upcoming update. Okay, sure. I mean, all right. That's another bug thing. And again, it sounds like it should benefit players too, because it affects the player obtainable version as well. CG, can I ask you something? I mean, maybe it's not going to matter because you guys, you're basically saying in a polite way, no, we can't do this with these 2-man splits of Tarkin. If you guys can, you know, can you at least change Oppo into Nightfall Trooper spawnable so I can target the ally I want to assist instead of the random ally? Come on, give us something if you're going to be taking a bunch of stuff away, right? Hey, but we got good news, people. Actually, no, we're not getting there yet. We're almost there. But hold on for a second. Order 66 raid pirate modifier. So right now, pirates are kind of a non-thing. Yeah, you can do like a Hondo, Nest Solo at the lower tiers, right? A reminder that pirates and their modifier are still undergoing testing. They're like, wait, guys, we know you think you're done with this raid. You're not. We're going to be making all these changes. So you're going to still need these pirates, and we're still testing out the pirate stuff moving forward. Because again, what incentive do I have right now to get pirates aside from Hondo? The raid was supposed to be one of the incentives, but again, I've mastered this raid. Much more so than some of the other ones. You know, not much RNG. Boom, max score. I'm in a great spot. Well, apparently not anymore. We started the modifier in a decent place with room to grow, and the team is likely going to buff the current pirate modifier to be more beneficial for all new pirates. Yar. Okay. All right. We can't really see that too much in the future. And here we go. Whammy number 2 for another underman, it seems like. Keller Beck. We've observed Keller Beck performing exceptionally well under certain circumstances. CG, just get some people to test it out early so the rest of the community doesn't need to be penalized for this. And while we're monitoring their progress, our current status is to not intervene, but to keep monitoring it. We'll keep eyes on it if he feels these start to get out of hand. You guys are being, again, too creative. We need profit. Come on, it's the pirate season. Captain Athano. Normally I do like a first look, review on these characters. I don't know what the heck to review on Captain Athano right now. If you guys tuned into the day 1 test that we did on stream, it was fine. We had a fun time. Of course, that goes without saying, but holy cow, we're struggling against Geonosian lineups. So what am I supposed to talk about right now? It's such a weird game design, man. This is like, I played so many games in my life, console, PC, VR, mobile, whatever, handheld stuff, all that stuff. I can't think of many games where something comes out and I gotta wait months to finally use it. Don't get me started on the money aspect of actually acquiring it right away, a whole different point, but it's so weird that Captain Thano's dropping. It's like, all right, boys and gals, wait 2-3 months. We'll be able to use this guy. It was pretty bad, lackluster. However, looks like they're gonna buff him up a little bit. I guess they were like, ah, shoot, man, he's struggling against Jawas. What? Although I will say, I don't want to go too much into Captain Athano because, again, there's really not much to brag about, talk about right now. The one thing we are seeing, profit is going to be the main focal point moving forward for the Pirates, right? We're seeing a small little nugget of what it can do right now. With Hondo and Nest being Pirates right now, man, that Captain Athano being able to give, it's only 5 stacks, unfortunately. Each stack gives you 10% critical damage. When you're at 50% critical damage, that stacks nicely. Hondo popping up, 190,000 damage, Nest doing 100,000 damage consistently. That's going to be kind of a nice thing. That's probably, I think, the main takeaway from the Pirates is kind of seeing what the profit's going to be like. However, CG, if you are going to be playing a profit, whenever you do get the Geo Hondo, no cap on it. If I'm a pirate, I want to feel like I am the richest, baddest pirate in the 7 seas. I got so much booty for days on my ship. I'm hoping they get rid of the stack cap that they have going on. I digress. Overall, very rarely do I not make an initial review on a character with this as like, what do I talk about? And it seems like CG, they're kind of in agreement in this part here. After internal balance testing, Captain Athano's leader is getting a buff to boost the marquee pirate squad power in PvP. So that's good. So hopefully it'll be a little bit better. So we might have to do like another look at him whenever the next update comes. I'm assuming maybe by next week we'll get something going. But yeah, right now there's just not a ton we could do with it. Granted, yes, we need kicks and Quiggle, but overall this is a very bland lead that he's got going on. So you know what? All right, might be better. We'll have to wait and see. And scoring potential in the raid for players chasing Galactic Legend Honda. I have done 0 testing with the Pirates or Captain Athano in the raid. So whenever I get the next opportunity to do so, whenever the raid pops back on, I'll throw him in there. I'm not expecting much. So Captain Athano is getting a boost. Nice. So I guess there's your upside. If you wanted a good pirate, well, hopefully he gets a little bit better. This is currently planned for release alongside a third pirate marquee. Yeah, I believe Quiggle's next. Kicks is going to be a little bit later on. I'm excited for Kicks. Like clone pirate, I mean, not many other cool combos you could do like that. Order 66 raid, another one. Fox bug. 1 stack of execute is not being removed from Vader when the target enemy has at least 1 buff. This will be fixed in upcoming updates. So we might need to go back and revisit some of these lineups because if it, because some of those tricks that we showed in that first wave, you're in a tight schedule. It's like you got to make sure you're running on the clock perfectly because there are sometimes when you finally use the Dire Fortitude, like Lord Vader had like 1 or 2 stacks left. So we'll see how much of a difference this makes. And then the Bad Batch modifier, this was brought to our attention day 1 of testing. Reminder that there is an issue with the final tier of the Bad Batch modifier is applying to all tiers. This will be fixed where it only applies to tier 7. Huh. I wonder. Which one is tier 7 again? I'm just curious. Let me see. Let's see. How do I get to the different tiers? Oh man, where's the details here? Oh, can I not see it right now? Hold on. How do I get to the tiers? I want to see the tiers one more time, huh? I don't know. I got a feeling that the tier 7 might be a little steep for a lot of people out there. Oh, here we go. Tier 7. That's funny. Relic 9. Okay. All right. I see what we're doing. So we might have to revisit Bad Batch. It's I don't want to say they're the Jawas of this raid because Jawas are not super useful in Crate Tracker. Like I get max scores so far back to back with the Bad Batch. How much of that is because of the modifier? We'll have to wait and see. Thank you for sharing your feedback, screenshots, and videos with us. We look forward to them. So my feedback in regards to all this stuff is that, people spend premium currency in this game. And how do you get premium currency? A lot of people spend money, right? And I'm not saying everyone spent money to go from Relic 8 to Relic 9 or whatever is 5 to 7, 7 to 8. But at the end of the day, people are spending resources, whether they paid for it or not, or whatnot. A lot of people would have changed their tune, changed their plans if this stuff was tested in advance. So CJ, all I could say, if you're gonna do this, fine. Can you at least like try to make some sort of, I don't know if compensate for this stuff? Like if someone like, Relic 9's a scarce resource. I'm sure there are a lot of people that had the Dark Cyclones. Maybe not at Relic 9, like, oh man, look at all these points I can get if I could split my team in 2. And now they're out of that Relic 9. And now I'm still assuming Tarkin with a full clone team at Relic 9 is gonna kick butt. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe the Underman will still work. I don't know what the full implication of all this is going to be, but it's a bad feeling, man. It's many other instances out there. This isn't the first time, and I promise you, it's not going to be the last, where CG didn't test their game and something was maybe too good and then they nerf it, or something's really bad and they have to buff it. It with like these modifiers, for example, or the difficulty. It's very disappointing. So I'm hoping I didn't waste the Relic 9 on Tarkin because I would not have done it, I think, otherwise. And hopefully I don't have to do more Relic 9s. So we have to do a full 5 team of Windu or a full team of Peller and Beck. But at the end of the day, as I said, and this should have been the siren. When I said the moment, why do I need the pirates except just to get another Galactic Legend? We should have had sirens going out, woo, woo, and realize that, well, that means CG lost a carrot that they can't dangle in front of us to get their new characters, and can't have that, right? So anyways, I'm gonna let you guys kind of feast on this. Let me know what you think. Hey guys, don't worry. Captain Athano's getting buffed because Quiggle can't deal with Captain Athano being trash. Quiggle is the GOAT in this game. Well, soon to be in this game. Anyways, leave that like, comment down below, subscribe so you're not missing a thing, and always remember, hold on, I gotta, do, re, mi, say, fix your game!